So, as you're driving around the Vista Las Palmas neighborhood in Palm Springs, you can't help but notice these iconic Swiss Miss A-frames. They really stand out compared to a lot of the other elevations you see on the mid-century modern homes found here that were built by the Alexander Construction Company. The typical mid-mod is going to have a butterfly roof, a flat roof, other variations of that, but these A-frames, and there are only 15 of them in Vista Las Palmas, or actually anywhere in Palm Springs, just have a unique, different look to them. Here's the backstory, or at least the one I heard, I hope it's true, is that William Kreisel, who designed a lot of the homes for the Alexander Construction Company, was asked to do something a little bit different. And at the time, he just didn't want to. So the developer went and got Charles DuBois, who hadn't been doing anything like this, to come up with something different. And this is what he came up with, and it's as unique today as it was then. Again, as far as desirability comes, anytime you have something in a great location, remember it's all about location, 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 and you have the architectural significance, well, that's a recipe for value. Let's pull over, go inside, and check one out. So we're still out here. I do want to point out that the A-frame runs the width of the house from the front to the back, and that creates shaded areas in both places. And in the interior, as you'll see, a two-story great room, which is pretty amazing. I love that they use the same stone inside on the fireplace that they do on the outside. And wow, look at this great room. This is just amazing. Can you imagine what this was like in the late 50s and the early 60s, just this expanse of space with the floor to ceiling windows and the indoor outdoor lifestyle. And it's just as cool and hip today as it was then, to tell you the truth. So here's something that's really interesting about this Swiss Miss. It has an architecturally matching guest house that was originally designed as an art studio. And when we go outside, you'll see how well that flows with the basic look of the house. So really cool. It's actually larger, the guest studio that is, than some of the houses I used to sell in LA back in the day, which were quite small. If you like what I'm doing here, remember to subscribe. And I am a Palm Springs real estate broker, so follow up with me, whether it's these kind of houses or anything else, mid-mod or newer, whatever. I want to tell you a little bit about the layout of the house. You come in the front door into that great room, two-story, just really, really dramatic. Of course, with the spiral staircase there, a real 60s kind of thing. And off to the right, you have the dining room and kitchen. And then on the other side of that, the guest house, which was a special edition for this property. And then on the other side of the house, you have three bedrooms. We're going to take a look at those. When this house was listed for sale, it was listed as a four-bedroom. They did count the guest house as a bedroom, which I guess technically you could, as long as the appraiser agrees if you're getting a loan. So this is the what we call today primary bedroom, but when this was built, they probably just called it the master bedroom. And again, really ahead of its time with the ensuite bathroom and really good size closets. And then, of course, you have the sliders leading to the backyard. The other two bedrooms are in the same side as the house, as I mentioned, and they do have nice high ceilings. And of course, we're going to have to see in one of the bedrooms the obligatory Shag book. That's not one of his pieces of artwork on the wall, though. And let's head over now and take a look at the kitchen. A comment I often hear from people looking at mid-century homes in Palm Springs is that they're surprised that the kitchens are often rather small by today's standards compared to the size of the house. And that's certainly relatively true here, even though this kitchen is not necessarily small. Uh, I'm kind of curious, I'm not a contractor, whether, I know you can remodel the kitchen, of course, but whether any of these walls could be taken out, if an island could be put in, just open the space up so there's more of a flow between the kitchen and the dining room. That would not be inexpensive to do. When you're looking at over 3 million, that's quite another investment to make. Again, you've got to consult a contractor for that. Just something that occurs to me looking at the flow of the house. Another thing I'd be curious in exploring is whether these hallways could be opened up. You don't really, in my opinion, need these kind of hallways. But one thing I definitely wouldn't touch is those front doors. I really, really like those. So heading out to the backyard, you can really see how well that guest house works with the flow of the A-frame. It's kind of an A-frame guest house. And just a great, 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 amazing setting here in Vista Las Palmas in Palm Springs. A great sized pool. Another thing a lot of people buying homes in Palm Springs in general are surprised about is how often we use gravel and rocks. There's a drought here in Southern California. Even if you could water the lawns, they may not grow. So that's what we have. All right, let's drive around Vista Las Palmas, and I want to show you the neighborhood and how these A-frames kind of pop up between the butterfly roofs and everything else, and give you a sense of what it's like to live in Palm Springs and to live in Vista Las Palmas, my favorite neighborhood in Palm Springs and quite possibly the world. So here's a fun fact about these A-frames, these Charles DuBois Swiss misses, as they're called. Some people, and this may be urban legend, maybe not, who knows, think that it had something to do with the Polynesian tiki movement that was taking over the US during that time. I don't know. Some people think it's Swiss chalet in the desert. People might think tiki. I just think they're great no matter what. And if you're fortunate enough to be able to buy one of the 15 that are still standing, you are quite lucky and have a unique piece of architecture and a great place to live. So let's talk about Palm Springs real estate and the Vista Las Palmas neighborhood and how it all fits in. One of the things that makes Palm Springs real estate unique is that there's 52 different neighborhoods and neighborhood organizations. At least at the time I did this video, could always be growing. And pricing, even for similar houses in different of the neighborhoods, could be quite different. So you have a lot of people that want the mid-century modern single-family residences, want to buy those. They're looking for original Alexanders, and you can take an Alexander that might be in Bracket Club Estates, and that might be priced differently. That would be one that's in let's say Twin Palms Estates or Little Beverly Hills or some other neighborhoods, Sunmore or other neighborhoods. Now, sometimes the pricing is because of the lot size or the house size, and they are, depending on where they were built, they are different lot sizes and house sizes. If you want to become more familiar with the neighborhoods, I have a lot of videos on this channel where I'm talking about different neighborhoods in Palm Springs, and I'll put a link to them in some of these cards up here. And also, you can go to my website, palmspringsHouseHunt.com. I'll put a link to that in the description and in the comments. And I even have a section about Vista Las Palmas on the website. And I'm going to have some more neighborhood tours of Vista Las Palmas as well. Vista Las Palmas is located just west of Old Las Palmas, which itself is an amazing neighborhood. And I'm going to be taking you inside some homes there on these real estate tours. Um, Old Las Palmas and Vista Las Palmas are both west of Palm Canyon Drive and at the foot of the mountains. And they're walkable to a lot of the restaurants and uptown and downtown Palm Springs. If not walkable, just jump in your car if it's too hot, and if it's a nice day, an easy bike ride. So location is A plus, and it's all about location, location, location in real estate, whether that's Palm Springs or anywhere else in the U.S., probably the world. I don't know. I just know United States real estate, California real estate, Southern California real estate. Um, the setting, as I said, is gorgeous. Just really picturesque and scene. There's a lot of very mature trees and plantings and everything, just quite lush. People are often surprised about that, even though there's not a whole lot of lawns. You just see as we drive around, there's a lot more gravel and rocks. Um, and the lot sizes are large. There's over 300 original, restored, and preserved authentic mid-century modern single-family homes here in Vista Las Palmas. So if mid-mod is your thing, and you want the exclusivity, you want the location, you want the lifestyle, you just can't beat this. some of my favorite houses in the world also, like the House of Tomorrow. Let me put a link to it up here. That was also known as the Elvis Presley Honeymoon Hideaway. That one's in Vista Las Palmas. Like, how cool is this? This is like great, right? So if again, if authentic mid-mod is your thing and you want to live in Palm Springs and you have the budget, this is where you want to be. I do want to mention that if you're like a lot of the buyer clients I work with who are buying homes in Palm Springs, chances are you're not living locally. I think very few of my clients live locally. You may be somewhere else in California in the US or Canada or even somewhere else out of the country. And that's why I do these tours. In fact, I had previewed this house, this Swiss Miss, for one of my buyer clients. He decided not to pull the trigger on it, but he sure really appreciated my video, which gave a lot more insight than just looking at the pictures on the MLS. No matter what price range, what neighborhood in Palm Springs, feel free to reach out to me. I'm easy to get a hold of. I've been selling real estate in Southern California for decades, and I'm a lot of fun to work with. And oh, also happen to be a great real estate broker, if I don't mind saying so myself. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the tour.